the amount of time that is spent getting children to a theatre is paid in buckets. It's always going to be an experience that will justify itself eventually.
We follow a class from Snowsfield School as they visit the Unicorn Theatre in South London.
The Unicorn is the oldest professional theatre for children in the UK. It has been in existence for 60 years now in various different forms.
Being in the centre of London, we're surrounded by theatres, and the Unicorn Theatre is so close to us. We can get all sorts of benefits from our children. The workshops that they do can raise confidence with the children. They get to explore different elements of speaking and listening.
Blue class have come to see a production of a play called How to Beat a Giant.
I really enjoyed the play because it was really funny and I loved it.
The girl giant was frightening, ugly, and had bad taste in fashion.
I was saying it was really fun, really funny. You should come. It's really interesting. They'll make you really laugh. It will be fantastic.
The play they've seen is about a girl who bullies her younger brother until he becomes a giant and gets his revenge.
I think exploring bullying through drama is a really good way of the children exploring all the different issues to do with bullying in a safe environment.
The girl was bullying the boy sometimes. Just like when the giant wanted to hit the girl, she only put her hand there and made it like that, but she didn't really hit her. I think the boy was bullied from the big giant. I think he was really bullied.
It's principally, if you like, about the issue of bullying, but it also deals with the way in which families talk or don't talk to each other. It deals with those very difficult psychological areas of bullying that I believe that schools benefit hugely from, but don't necessarily place or have time to deal with in their mainstream curriculum.
But the end of the performance is not the end of their theatre experience. The children are going to do a workshop with drama educationalist Sharon Aviva Jones.
Can you make a circle so you need to close that gap up, don't you?
The workshop centres on two characters from the play, a young boy called Sniff and his bullying elder sister, Lenny.
Thank you very much for coming, OK? My name is Sharon, and we're going to be doing a drama this afternoon, like a story.
Our brief was to create a workshop which was after a play. So generally we were trying to really give the children a chance to articulate, recreate and sort of express their responses to it.
Everyone may have seen slightly different things, but you show me what you remember her doing at that moment, OK? After 3, you're going to use your bodies to take up like a statue. You ready? 1, 2, 3, freeze!
The children begin by being asked to physically represent Sniff's bullying elder sister, Lenny.
One of the things about showing, literally showing in a freeze frame or a depiction what you've seen, is you're distilling it. You're distilling what you saw, you're distilling your interpretation, your meaning of it, and you're capturing it physically. And all of us, but especially young people, are very good at doing that.
This, Lenny, what are you saying at this moment, Lenny?
Because
Tell me what Lenny's saying, what you think she's saying in your own way.
She's saying that you can go in my bed, Sniff.
You can go on my bed?
Because sometimes she's selfish and doesn't like Sniff.
Show me again, show me that, Lenny.
Like showing the bed so that he can go on it.
Who will volunteer to be our Lenny? Would you be our Lenny? Just for now, if you stand up and we need a Sniff, don't we? Would you be our Sniff for us?
Sharon asked 2 of the children to act out a scene in which Lenny violently forces her brother to play a game with her. Against his will, she makes him play the role of a girl, the Queen.
It's always a good idea to start from a particular moment because that encapsulates it and distills it. Literally one action. I'm going to put my fist in your face, Queen or Broken Nose Sniff, for instance. What that means is that when you're talking about what someone felt or thought, you're not generalising, you're working from that action. You can actually say to a child, what was Lenny thinking when she put her fist in Sniff's face? What was Sniff feeling when the fist came here and he actually leant back, as you've just shown me?
I don't want to be the queen, I want to be the king. Do it. No.
Queen or broken nose, Sniff?
Okay, I'll do it.
In any drama work, there's a real advantage to actually watching a couple of children do something. But everyone has got to feel involved in that. So my aim is always to create a drama structure where quite a lot of children can be involved in active watching and then participating.
What do you think was going on in her mind? If you've got an idea, don't tell me. Go and stand behind Lenny. Go and stand behind Lenny if you've got an idea of what she might be saying or what might be going on in her mind.
First of all, we set up what actually happened between Lenny and Sniff, externally, the moment of action. But then what I invite them to do is add themselves to be what was going on in Lenny's mind. It's a form of thought tracking, speaking the thoughts, but what we're aiming to do is physically embody the mind of Lenny and the mind of Sniff.
1, 2, 3, freeze.
And the reason that I like to look at it like that is there's lots of things that go on in a mind. It's not a single thought. There can be many things jostling for position in a mind of a person. Should I do this? I know it's wrong, but I can't stand it. I want the power, but I shouldn't do it, and I feel guilty. All those things going on together. So, through depiction, through freeze frame, our aim is to build up the mind of Lenny and the mind of Sniff through physically adding other children to the image. They're physically embodying the fear, the guilt, the anger, the passion, and also coming up with a phrase, a verbal phrase that expresses that.
What's she saying in her mind?
I want to be Molly, and you have to be Sniff has to be the king, because I don't want to be the queen.
I'm going to take on the role of the mother, and I'm going to wear this red jacket. So when I put it on, I'm going to become the mother.
In becoming Lenny and Sniff's mother, it's very important, I think, to do it very, very clearly, because there's only me running the workshop, as it might be with a teacher in a school. Sometimes you're clearly facilitator, and sometimes you clearly want to go into a role, so I use a jacket.
Thanks for agreeing to meet me. I know you were there that night, and you saw everything. Well, you see, I know this is going to sound really weird, but it's almost like I don't know my children anymore.
We decided to use the role of the mother because she wasn't there, and therefore she's absent. She hasn't been seen in the play. Therefore, you're not dealing with anything that's going to jar with the kids. They haven't seen an interpretation of the mother. They might have their own feelings about her. They might have their own reasons about why she wasn't there, which we can use in the workshop.
Divided into groups, the children are asked to create a frozen image based on a picture Sharon has given them. She also presents each group with some props from the play.
We decided to use the characters' representations of what happened to them that night. And what I mean by that is basically we've got Lenny's secret diary, and we've got a series of drawings which were drawn by a young child. Sniff's secret diary, and there are a series of drawings drawn by a child with captions.
Sharon has decided to work from a frozen image and get the pupils to bring it to life as a short dramatic sequence.
And what they're doing in that activity is they are recreating that moment. They're not creating a new one necessarily, but they're recreating it, they're reinterpreting it for themselves. So they're putting into their recreation what was most important from them, from their point of view.
Why do I have to be all bossy?
And their aim is to try and explore what in that moment was a turning point for Lenny or Sniff.
I don't want to go to bed.
Well, you have.
The reason that we ask them to show very, very small moments is that in distilling the moment, you can actually get them to work in quite a lot of detail.
The children are now tasked with the problem of showing the mother what has happened during the night by acting out their short dramatic sequences for her.
I'm a bit nervous, actually. And you've got Lenny's diaries to show me first. You've managed to work them out, yeah?
Yeah.
Here they act out a scene for the mother, in which Sniff, having become a giant, beats a sleeping bag he believes contains his older sister Lenny. But in fact, Lenny is watching him from her hiding place under the bed.
He looks so angry. He looks huge. Oh! Don't laugh! This is serious! Stop! I don't want to see this! Are you sure this happened?
Yeah. Part of the point of using a role is that you are recreating your moments, you are doing whatever you're doing for a reason, a bigger reason than just we've been asked to do it. You're doing it to help someone else understand the meaning of something.
There's just one more thing I'm really, really puzzled about, and that's this.
Sharon creates a line with the skipping rope, representing a bridge that was in the play. Then she gives each child a picture or a prop to place on the line where they think it should go.
It's a chance for them to reflect on what's happened during the workshop, what they found most important, what the bridge means to them, what the story means to them. But they're doing it in the form of a memory which is held on that bridge. It's a sensuous way of doing it, and it's a method of reflection.
Take 2 steps back from the bridge.
In the role of the mother, Sharon walks down the line. As she passes, she gets each child to say what they think the bridge is a memory of.
So I know it's a memory of something, but I'm not quite sure what. A bridge?
A bridge of a memory of that night. Of their nightmare.
Of their nightmare.
Often placing things like objects, pictures, words, spoken or verbal, in quite a ritualistic way on a bridge, on a timeline, pinned to a teddy, is a sensuous and sort of affective way of reflecting on something you've just been doing.
I really hope you enjoyed the play this morning and the workshop this afternoon. I think you certainly taught that mother quite a few lessons, so thank you very much.
A week later, the children's teachers are still using ideas from the theatre trip in their class.
OK, what do you think, Charles?
Bullies are not cool.
Bullies are not cool.
Bullies are cowards.
Great.
Bullies are people who want attention.
Great.
Bullies are scared, that's why they get attention.
Excellent.
Bullies just want revenge. Bullies are mean.
We can all think back to something we did at primary school and think to ourselves, well, that was a fantastic experience. So I hope they really enjoyed themselves.
When you've taken children to see a play, or you've watched a film in class, or maybe even just read a story, you could just bypass discussion as a starter and go straight for asking the children in groups to create a freeze frame of the most important thing they remember.
I want our children to go away from our theatre with something that has gone very deep into their psyches, which will then come back out again and will need a form of expression, will need further exploration. That is what I want our children to experience. So it's important that people like myself provide material that really does connect with the heart of what children care about.
Sitting so beautifully on the carpet. Matthew, gorgeous. Miguel, fabulous.